Good evening. I hope everyone okay, and hope we are catching up with what we have started today. In counseling, we've also looked at the topics like introduction to counseling, basic features of counseling, counseling theory, and also some counseling interventions. So we are going to look at where we ended. We said we're going the next episode, like the episode that we are in now, we're going to look at what is counseling versus what counseling is not. What is counseling versus what counseling is not. So now, counseling is not giving advice. That's what we're going to start with. What counseling is not. Counseling is not giving advice. Like I said in the first place, when your client they come for counseling, we as counselors, we only help them. It's up to them to make a decision over the problem that they have. So counseling is not giving advice. When we say about giving advice, is telling someone that you think they should do and how you think they should do it. It is giving your personal opinion, implying that you propose your own personal view of the situation and suggest the best way to solve it. Okay? So now, we as counselors, we do not give advice, but we render help to the problem. Okay? We don't give advice. Giving advice is not useful in the profession of health counseling. Giving advice to your clients, it's not useful in this profession of counseling. Reasons being, you can't know if you are giving the right advice to your client. The reason why we do not give advice is because we do not know if we are giving the right advice to them. So it's important that you just render help, you leave everything in their hands to make a decision. Okay? You might give the wrong advice and it can have a bad outcome for the client. At the end, they start blaming you as a counselor. Okay? You can give a wrong advice that can end up being a bad advice or having a bad outcome, all right, for your client. At the end, they start blaming you as a counselor because of your advice. So this can lead to a client's problem getting worse and to you getting a reputation as a bad counselor. So it can lead to a client's problem getting worse. All right, so that's why we challenge our clients. Don't you think that which you are in now, if you do this, it's not really giving advice, but you're just trying to help. It's up to them to pick what you're trying to communicate to them. Okay? So if you give advice, they follow what you give. It can have a bad reputation if your advice worsen your client's problem. It can end up giving you a bad reputation and they can end up calling you a bad counselor. So it's not important for you to give advice to your client, all right, to maintain the reputation of your profession. So counseling is about the client's opinion and judgments, not the counselor. So we as counselors, we only give help. But the opinion and judgments, it's up to the clients. It's for the client to choose either to go by the solution or not. Okay? It's up to them to judge, not us as counselors. Okay, so now counseling is about empowering clients to make their own decision about their own life. We as counselors empower clients, help them make a decision about their own life. That's what counseling is all about. Okay? Telling someone what to do does not help a person to understand his or her choice. It's up to the client to decide the best way to solve her or his problem. Okay? It's up to them to choose the best choice of how they are going to solve their problem. The equity is essential in the counseling relationship. If the counselor gives advice, the role of expert is reinforced and equity is denied in counseling. Often the person does not desire to receive advice but prefer to be listened and understood. So many times, like I said, as a counselor, you should learn to have big ears and small mouth. All right? Big ears, small mouth. You let your client speak so that you can have a better target on where to solve their problem or where to start from as they narrate the story or their problem to you. You listen, you get the points, find out, dig deep, where is really the problem or where did the problem start from as a counselor. Okay? The client might feel you are not respecting them if you tell them what to do. All right? It shows like you as a counselor, you know everything. So it's important you respect their point of view. Once you tell them what to do, they feel like you're not respecting their opinions. They feel like you're not respecting them. So giving advice is based on values and beliefs. It suits more with who is giving it than who is receiving it. Advice take in consideration only the more superficial aspects of a problem, ignoring or going around the deepest issue and not helping to change the behavior of the patient. So sometimes you can give advice, but that advice, it cannot be picked from the inner spirit of that person. You remember when we talked about inner spirit, we're talking about the mind of a person. Us as counselors, we deal with the mind. So when you give advice, it's either the person will just get that whatever you have said, listen and not keep it into their mind. But where you just help them choose the best solution of their problem, they'll start now. It's a challenging skill. As we'll be looking at challenging skills, we are going to talk about that. You challenge them, okay? You challenge them. When you challenge them with a solution, it's up to them to pick it or to leave it. When you give advice, advice cannot change the behavior of a person. Advice does not have an impact in the deepest inner person. The inner person that we're talking about is the person that is not seen, and this person in counseling that we're talking about is the mind. So through interaction, you heal the mind of your client. Okay? Giving information. It's telling someone facts so that they can make an informed decision about what to do. Telling someone facts so that they can make an informed decision about what to do. Giving information is useful in health profession of counseling because one, it empowers a client to have the control over her or his choices. Giving information empowers your client to have control over their choices. Okay? It shows respect to the client's opinion and judgments. Once you give information to them, us as counselors, we just give information. All right? Example given, when you talk about the disadvantages of having an intercourse without protection, that's information giving. You talk about STIs, you talk about HIV and AIDS, you talk about different illnesses, different sexually transmitted diseases. You find that the person, out of whatever information that you have given, the person will be able to judge and give an opinion to your information. It's up to them now to decide how to keep themselves or how to live. Okay? So the client has the responsibility for making the right decision about their lives. Not you as a counselor. You don't make a decision. Let your client make a decision. So in this sense, the client is the one who will have to live with the consequence of her decision or his decision, not you as a counselor. To avoid being blamed of the outcome, better you give information about that problem. Remember, every problem is solved according to different counseling interventions. So once you give information about that problem, example given, if someone comes, say, okay, I think I'm suspecting I can have HIV and AIDS because I slept with a woman or I slept with a man who is HIV, who is suspected to have HIV. The only thing that you need to do there is give information about HIV. It's up to them now to decide either you should run a test on them or you shouldn't run a test on them. Okay? So you as a counselor, you don't make a decision. The consequence that can come out of your client's decision is not your consequence. It's up to them because it's them that makes a decision. Okay? Counseling in the health setting. Counseling in a health setting. 1, establishing support relationship to your clients. Why counseling was introduced in a health setting is for you to establish a supportive relationship to your clients. Having conversation with a purpose, not just chatting, but also listening to your clients carefully. When you are listening to your client in counseling, we don't take note. You write somewhere on a piece of paper whatever information that your client is telling you. You must know your client from the time that your client entered the room. The name, where they come from, the age, sex, everything, every information. You must keep them by heart. Okay? The reason why we do that, you don't need to make your client uncomfortable when you are recording, you're writing, or maybe using your phone just because you don't want to forget. So it's important to pay attention. You listen to your client. We'll talk about skills. There is a listening skill in this field of counseling. There are skills that we're going to talk about, how we can deal with our clients. Okay, so you listen carefully. Helping people tell their stories without fear or stigma or judgment. So you need to help your clients tell their stories without fear or stigma or even judgment. Once you do that, you are helping your clients to come out as they are. That is now, once you sign a contract with them, you maintain confidentiality. You tell them, okay, every information that you're going to discuss here is very much confidential and we cannot share this information to any third party. Okay? Giving correct and appropriate information. Okay? You tell your client the correct information, appropriate information. If you're talking about HIV, talk about the origin. Talk about the disadvantage, how it comes, Talk about the opportunistic infections, everything. Give the information to your client so that your client will have full information, and then it's now them to make a decision about that problem once you give the full information. Okay? Helping people to make informed decisions, exploring options and alternatives, helping people to recognize and build on their strength. You need to help your clients build their strength in every problem that they are going through. Helping people to develop a positive attitude toward life and to become more confident. Okay? We build confidence in our clients. We build confidence in our clients, whoever our clients, be it at family level, community, anywhere. You need to build your clients' confidence. Respecting everyone's needs, the values, the culture, and religion, which includes also the lifestyle of somebody. Okay? We as counselors, we should learn to respect our clients. You respect your clients' rights. Your clients has more right than you, a counselor. So it's important to respect the values of your client, the culture of your client, the religion of your client, and also their lifestyle, which is very important in counseling. So now we are done with what counseling is and what counseling is not all about. So we're going to look at qualities of a good counselor. What are the qualities of a good counselor, or what qualifies you to be a good counselor? 1, a good counselor should be a good listener. As a good counselor, you need to be a good listener. Have big ears, small mouth. For you to gather much information about your client, you need to listen to them. Should avoid non-verbals. Okay? You need to be empathetic as a counselor. For you to be a good counselor, be empathetic. In other words, I can say you have to be in your client's shoes. Be in the situation of your client. That problem your client is explaining or narrating to you, put that problem on yourself. Okay? As a counselor, you don't need to be judgmental. A good counselor should not be judgmental. Do not judge your clients. Awe mwaona naona mnaduara imwe mna STIs because mwenzoenda chabe uko. In counseling we don't insult, we speak the reality. Mwenzoenda chabe uko mwaenda munyengana na mauri. Once you start judging your client, seriously, you are chasing them away. They will say, no, but our counselor varibe confidentiality. You are not confidential. Okay? A good counselor is able to generate trust from their clients. You need to generate trust from your client as a good counselor. A good counselor is patient. Patience. You need to have patience as a counselor. Don't rush. Don't panic. No, aka problem kabwera. This the bwanji name organiza. No, apano, I have to do this here and there. No. Relax. Patience. Relax. We counselors, we are problem solvers. You need to be patient. Okay? As a counselor, be observant of your client. The non-verbals, whatever that they are communicating. Sometimes muntu muzape that maybe the person has got STIs. They will come as a client, saying, okay, me, I have headache. Wow, what's really troubling them is they are STIs. Alright? You'll be just there moving the chair, body movements. The body also explains something. It communicates. How they conduct themselves, that is communication. So you need to be observant of their movements. Okay? Out of their movements, you are able to detect. Remember, psychology is all about detecting what the person is thinking through their actions, how they look at you, In counseling, we believe in eye contact. When you are communicating to your client, you don't need to be shy. Like example I can give, kumangana situations that you find a man is proposing to a lady, and the lady, because she's shy, she can't look at the man, she'll be like, okay, namvela. If they are standing beside the tree, find that the leaves are gone. Where they were standing there now becomes a ground, I don't know, Mendwanyorimba, even a shack. Eh? So as a counselor, we are not shy. You look into your client's eyes. Eye contact, very important. Why do we promote eye contact? You observe. You are trying to dig deeper. If your client, the information that they are narrating or they are telling you is true, you can know by observing, by looking. So as a counselor, you don't need to be shy. You look at them, direct into their eyes, and communicate to them. Okay? Show respect and acceptance. Accept every client that comes. Number 7, show respect and acceptance. You need to show respect to your clients. Okay? But as we are different from nurses. Nurses, they can shout, they can say whatever that they can say, but us, we are very much different. Okay? Once your client comes, show respect, accept them. Okay? Accept them how they look. Don't need to be judgmental. Even if they look, as we accept everyone, because they are our clients. Our target, our mission in this professional is to help our clients to find their solution to their problems. Okay? You need to tolerate. Tolerance. You need to tolerate your clients. Okay? We tolerate our clients in this field. Relative emotional freedom. Not shed tears with client. There are other counselors who are emotionally taken. As a counselor, you shouldn't be emotional. Do not shed tears with your client. Just because their problem, their emotions are attached to the problem. Imwewa counselor manje nimemwambo kulira. Awe, manje wala afirisho munankwe ni nani? Who is going to help who? If you a client, if you a counselor, you start crying, you shed your tears, where is the strength of the client going to come from? Because you are the strength of your client at that moment. You are the one to help your client. So you need to be strong. You keep the courage. Even if machirafo kurira chawama mwarira ko pari aba client nganawa. Not maisa mbokurira ruri aba client bare mitamba. Paka miebata bare bararira bakansira. And it's not proper. It's not professional. It's unprofessional. Then you need to be disqualified as a counselor if you are emotionally taken. So no need of shedding tears before your clients. Na pamariro kukosa. Imwe muringire murekoseresha pamariro. As a counselor, they will call you for a funeral as a counselor. Okay, come now because you are afraid. You are emotionally taken. No, maybe I thought I'm thinking of my uncle. No, at that moment, they want your shoulder. They need your shoulder so that they can lean on. So, in all, you need to be strong as a counselor. Be realistic as a counselor, knowing that it is not always that he or she will get positive results. It's not always as a counselor that you expect you can get positive results. Okay? Sometimes my counselors wamamenyewa. Counselors can be beaten by these clients, especially where you are dealing with someone who has been addicted to maybe alcohol or any other substance. All right? Okay. Be genuine and not artificial, e.g., accept personal and professional limitations. You need to be genuine, not artificial, hiding behind the mask. If you're a counselor, be a counselor. Don't hide behind the mask. Personal and professional limitations, those should be applied in your field, in your profession as a counselor. Very important. Be open-minded and do not be defensive. Okay? As a counselor, be open-minded and do not be defensive. It's not good as a counselor to be defensive. If they tell you that you are wrong, just accept to say, yes, I'm wrong. I didn't expect that I was going to do this. Once you put defense, that is now defense mechanism. You defend yourself even when you know that you are wrong. Okay, it's not good. You need to be genuine. Okay, you need to be genuine, open-minded, sober-minded. That's what a counselor is all about. You as a counselor should not have a short temper. No, me have a short temper. No, as a counselor, if you have a short temper, get rid of that for you to be a good counselor. No short temper. Be honest in all that you do as a counselor. Honest attracts clients. Okay? Ngamali kwata short temper mgazangati your client comes no shani. Mauma wa client nishi mu counseling no. Is that how a good counselor can behave? No. Okay? Be sober-minded and a role model to the society. As a counselor, you need to be sober-minded and a role model to your society. Above average intelligence, counseling is not meant for people below average intelligence, since it is a problem-solving venture. The counselor should be intelligent enough to engage in mental ability or activities that can enable him and reveal his client's problems and proffer acceptable solutions to them. So, intelligence and competence, what they mean about intelligence, they're talking about competence. Okay? You as a counselor, you need to show competence. That is the intelligence. Show to say that you are able, you are capable to solve your client's problems. Counseling is not for lazy people. Counseling is a life sacrifice to deal with people's problems. So you as a counselor, you are there for the problems of your people. You need to be by their side. Counseling needs maturity. Counseling needs a proper relationship with your client. Takwa bati mwao meno wamona kagero kaisana kafuara na mini. She's putting on a short skirt. As a counselor, you are a man. Or as a counselor, you are a woman. He is a man who comes very looking handsome. You know, they come into your counseling room, you forget about counseling just because the person looks nice, looks well, beautiful, handsome. You forget about counseling, you breach your profession. In this field, there is no relationship. We'll talk about that. As a counselor, it's just a mutual relationship between you and the counselor, which just needs professionalism, competence, confidentiality, privacy, dealing with people's problems. That's what counseling is all about. Okay? Counseling, what counseling is not solving another person's problems. Counseling is not solving another person's problems. We counselors, we lend a help. We give help. We don't solve. Okay? Telling another person what to do is not counseling. You don't tell the person what to do on a problem. That is not counseling. Making decisions for another person, we don't make decisions for another person. That is not counseling. Blaming another person, that is not counseling. You don't need to blame. That is not counseling. Counseling is not interrogation. Siku polisi, where they interrogate and questioning. That is not counseling. We don't interrogate. We don't question. Counseling is not judging the person, the client. We don't judge. Counseling is not preaching or lecturing to another person. It's not church where you preach. Okay? Counseling, we don't lecture. This is why you let your client speak more and get a few points. You speak less. Have big ears and small mouth. That's what counseling is all about. Counseling is not about making promises that cannot be kept. Like, no, muzapora. No. You don't know. We don't keep promises. Alright? Imposing one's own beliefs on another person. We don't impose one's belief on another person. What you believe in as a counselor and what your client believes in, they are two different things. So therefore, to be an effective counselor, you need to be aware of your role as a counselor. Know your role, your boundaries, where you have got limits where you are supposed to reach and where you're not supposed to reach. You need to know those things. Know your role. What's your role as a counselor in counseling? Your role is one, helping your clients identify and also prioritize their problems, providing emotional support to your clients, helping your clients explore options in life and supporting them in reaching their decisions, assisting your clients in developing problem solving and also coping skills in the problem that they are facing. You provide your clients with accurate and relevant information to assisting your clients to access other available resources of supporting and resources. Working together with a team in which confidentiality is maintained. That is your role as a counselor. Okay? So, as a counselor, we believe in working together as a team in which confidentiality is maintained. And maintaining records and ensuring that they are kept safely. Filiac clinic baremba ma data ya bengisha ma register. When someone comes, maybe they want to test HIV and AIDS, you enter the name in that book. That is kept confidential. It's not every person who has got access. So we maintain confidentiality even in those records as counselors. Alright, that is the introduction to counseling. If you have got any question, kindly WhatsApp me. And I'll be able to respond to your questions. Where you are behind, feel free to ask questions and they will be responded to. Thank you very much.